In the shadow of the night, Ankh on the creep, raising up the titans, watch the fallen gods weep. From Baltimore streets to the Florida shores, Jehovah, hold and feel the wrath as it roars. No more rules, it's time to break. Killer army rise and make no mistake. All gods must die, hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see them fall and die. All gods must die, no more alibis. Odin, Buddha, Allah, they all say goodbye. Zeus, on the throne, but he's losing his life. It's ready for the fight. Open your best run, we here for debate. All the deities trembling, feeling the weight. Step aside, make way for the real. All gods must die. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Hey.
Conscious Ingenuity is a program that utilizes STEAM.
All gods must die, hear the echoes cry. From the heavens to the ground, see them fall and die. All gods must die, no more die. All gods must die, no more alibi. They all say goodbye. All could have gone killer, now time to fly. The world's ours now, hear the last goodbye.
Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's God killing the house. And I come to do what I got to do, and I got to do what I got to do. I'm standing tall, standing strong. Hey, y'all know what it is, man. Bobby banging this bitch. What's good, family? Woo, boy. Man, Dr. Oyamayat had a powerful show today. She actually had Dr. Horn on, and he was talking about the Black Seminoles. He was giving a history of it. She actually did a great job at times in making sure the conversation didn't get off the rails. Great job at that. She did it with elegance and grace. So we want to say big up to Dr. Mayat, man. For sure. But what we got now is, after the show, she did the pseudo killers up on the panel. And then the other couple people was on the panel. And then we had a surprise. Dr. Anthony L. Dixon jumped on the panel. And that's when they got started. First of all, man, let me give thanks to Dr. Mayat, Mayat, man, that did a Sure Your show. And I would like to say congratulations to her because she actually won Best Podcast of the Year in Baltimore City. And I think that's very, very important. And hopefully she can come on and give us an overview of, you know, how she felt about getting that award, man. But first, we want to big up her conscious ingenuity. I think that's a very, very important thing that she does, man. And it's very important in promoting STEM. It's important because a lot of the tools we use to combat the misinformation can be found in STEM. Very, very, relevant. And so, why conscious ingenuity, man? Because Black students are not exposed to STEM in ways that support their interest in learning in STEM or STEAM, which ultimately impacts their involvement in these fields, man. Underfunded, right? Most urban schools are underfunded, thus lacking the necessary resources to sustain a STEAM program, man. Black and Latino students learn fundamentally STEM principles later in their education than white students do. No algebra. Most black students do not take algebra until the 10th, 11th grades. 25% predominantly black high schools do not offer algebra 2. Low engineering representation. Black people make up approximately 5% of the engineering workforce, man. This is important, man. This is why we do what we do, man. And so her program, Conscious Ingenuity, is a 12-grade program that utilizes STEAM, science, technology, engineering, and art, agriculture, mathematics, to build character. Y'all didn't know that, huh? Confidence and capabilities. The program aims to cultivate a generation of STEAM professionals who are rooted in culture, connected to community, and effective in creating change. See, we want to effect change in our communities, man. So big up to Conscious Ingenuity. Go to the website, man. The sister's doing big things, man. And so every time we get on her show, man, it's a very, very, very important moment for us to be around qualified people, man, to think like you think, man, is essential, man. A lot of times, man, people just talk and talk and talk, yo, but they don't walk the walk, man. And so, you know, we just appreciate what the sister do, man. I'm gonna wait till people get in the chat, man. I don't know where y'all at. Where the hell are y'all at, man? Where y'all at, man? All right. It must be the Sunday night football, huh? Put this on. Let me throw the in the chat, man. Put it on the Facebook groups. See if we can generate some people coming in here, man, before we get this started, man. It was a lively, lively conversation, man. Yep. Lively conversation. Sure was, man. And the point I want to make is this. Why is it that qualified people with doctorate degrees keep it scholarly when they with their comrades, but get off the tracks when it comes to us, you know, and personal conversations? What's the joke? Is it that we don't want to accept the scientific information and scholastic data they presenting, and they need the thing they need to overwhoop it? Like, what is that, man? What could that possibly be? I'm not sure, and I'm not certain, but we need to stop that. And it's not just a black thing. White academics do the same thing. They'll write academic treaties for in they academic community, but then when they write books for the African American community, right? They'll throw a daggone flim flam curveball in there, which is crazy to me. It's like they almost don't respect who we are and what we do. And I think that's not right. I think it's important that if you're academic, keep it academic with us. We got it. We on pace. We on par. Right? We're on pace and we're on par, man. So I think, you know, in the broader scope of things, man, this is why I appreciate Dr. Mayat, man. All right. Because she keep us bubbling. Okay. She definitely keep us bubbling. All right, man. So we're gonna let the people just get in here a little bit, man. And we're gonna rock out because it's gonna get serious in a minute. It's definitely gonna get serious. It's gonna get super serious. Super serious. Man, I see Detroit, man. What it do, man? What it do? What it do? What it do? The Z Gold. What's up with you? Black Sun What's going on with you? What's up, Valsa? What it do, man? That y'all come on in, man. Hello, Tap. That was funny as hell, man. Hilarious. Fucking hilarious, man. And we're gonna get right to it, man. So, you know, man, Dr. Anthony Dixon, he jumped on that damn panel. It got hot. It's based on the title. Creek. I don't know what my question was, bro. Timothy Parks. Yeah. I thought it was all the same thing, though, Val. So the Black Creek, the Creek, the Seminoles, Black Seminoles. I thought that was all in the Mystique. I thought it was all in the same. I thought they all belonged to the Creek Nation. If I'm wrong, yo, then, you know, we'll figure it out. All right. And what I do know is that goddamn conversation got real interesting, man. With Dr. Timothy, boy, he got off the rails, yo. And then, you know, he's credible, though. So I don't want to disrespect Dr. Anthony Dixon in any way. Most of his information, it pans out, be credentialed. But this is why I want to make this point. Like, man, a lot of times your field of study does not translate to other parts of fields of study. So when I asked him the question about Charles Darwin, right, he messed it up. And the reason I asked the question about Charles Darwin was because he's talking about skin color, right? Dixon is making a point about skin color, and I'm trying to show him if he understands evolution, right? We would have to have a little understanding about migrations and what happened to indigenous Africans when they left Africa. They went through different environmental changes, evolutionary changes and processes. So if you understand that, right, then you understand why in America you would have people with color, right, or colored people or brown skin. You would look at Jablonski's work, right? She comes up with evolutionary reason on why your skin is that, and you would be more fluent and more coherent in what you're saying as a Black academic. So I'm not even saying that he would have to know about Charles Darwin's work. But what you do have to do is you can't mess it up. We already got enough African Americans afraid to accept the material or the scientific theory that Charles Darwin put out. So when I asked the gentleman, did he agree with the scientific theory? He said, not all of it. That's crazy. It's in totality. It's a scientific theory. You either accept the scientific theory or you don't. And if you don't accept the scientific theory, then stop talking about people in America. Stop talking about populations. Have a fundamental understanding. I'm not saying you have to have command of it. Not at all. I'm saying is you can't give us bad information on that because we're going to use Charles Darwin theory of evolution. We're going to use Gina Jablonski's work, right, to understand why people in America have brown skin too. We want to figure it out. We know back in the day they was Africans is why they had the brown skin. But once we put in the field, the study, some of us put in the field research, right? A lot of us looked up the scientific treaties on it in scientific journals, and we got a fundamental understanding on why. So you can't trick us no more with that. So when he came in with the razzle, dazzle, you know I had to ask him the litmus test. When I asked him the litmus test, that's when I knew. So I'm not saying he's not credible. I would not say that about the man. Okay, I'm saying he's not credible when it comes to talking about why he think people of brown skin was in America. So I'm gonna let y'all listen for yourself, man. All right. Let y'all make your own determination, but I'm not calling him pseudo. I'm not doing that to the brother. I don't want to disrespect his work. But it puts us in alarm status. Yeah, I'm saying because it just does, man. It puts us in alarm status, man. All right, this come from Dr. Meow's show early. Make sure you like and subscribe to Dr. Meow's channel. Jumped up on the panel, right? And she had on her panel, Get Dr. Horn on there. Y'all can go ahead and get Dr. Horn's book. All right. The Capital of Slavery. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna get this here, make this bigger. I'm done. Hold on, I'm gonna get it good. I want the panel, man. Let me see if I can get this without the side panel. Oh, let me start it over here. I'm gonna get this right for y'all. All right, let me start it over. Let me get to that pop right here so we can get this going. All right. All right, let me square the screen, man. Babylon done was good, brother. See you in here. Messing it up as usual. Of course, you're going to mess it up. You wouldn't be Babylon done spelled wildly if you wasn't wild. Oh, man, what is this? Come on, man. Yeah, Babylon done, boy. He got a wild name. You spell it wild. You can tell. You spell a name wild, then you wild. All right. Okay. All right, man. This is from Dr. Mayat show earlier. Go there to get the full interview. This is the part when we jumped up on the panel, man. So go to her channel, Dr. Mayat, Truth to Power. Go over there and watch the full interview. I'm just going to take a piece of it right here. We're going to let it play through. It got real good, man. She had a great interview with Dr. Horn, man. This is his book. Go support his book. All right. She did a great job in the interview. Well, here we go. Let's get it popping.
I do. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to drop this link in the chat. Family, make sure that you grab his book, The Capital of Slavery. Dr. Horn, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your time, your energy, your wisdom, and your work. And I will be in touch with you soon, Doc.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Good luck to you as well, Doc. Look,
Bye-bye.
Doc, I'm going to need it.
Okay.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, family. So you heard from Dr. Gerald Horn, family. He's like a living library. You know how it's some scholars and elders and historians amongst us that they're like walking encyclopedias, and he's one of them. Dr. Asar, shout out to Dr. Dennis Asar Winkler. He said that Dr. Gerald Horn writes books faster than we can read them. But shout out to him. I'm going to bring up my brother Ankh. I saw you in the chat doing the interview, brother Ankh. I saw you in the I saw you in the back, you know. So what's your thoughts, brother Ankh? What's your thoughts?
You know, you just gave a masterclass on how to actually connect the academics to what's actually going on in the street. So what I learned was the academics don't even know it's a wild movement going on.
He had no idea.
He had no idea at all, right? And he talked about Ivan Van Sertima and all that, right? Knowing the academic understanding of the whole situation, right? People will take that and clip that. And so I understand that what we do, we connect the academic to the regular community. And I think what you do is valuable and important. I think what the pseudo killers do in the community of skeptics is well needed, because man, that got real sticky right there. And I was like, how's she gonna pull it off? And you pulled it off with elegance and grace. And I appreciate the way you did that. And we certainly appreciate Dr. Horn. He does a great job when he's talking about, but he don't know, they will take his words and twist it.
Yeah.
I told you to all match. That ain't how he said that.
Oh,
they
no.
don't take it.
Want to go with that narrative. He was like, you can't, but
yeah. So in today's world, we gotta say no, based off all probabilities, right? There's a 99% chance that that didn't happen. Like you always say, you always have to leave room, because if you don't leave room, then what you're talking about is not scientific. Science works in approximates. But boy, it got real sticky. I was like, how's she going? How's she going to do it, boy? Me and Sosa was in, I was like sweating. I was like, man, she got to pull this off. You pulled it off, and now they can't, even if they think he was leaning to their side, they know you're not leaning to that side. And see, that's what's important, to make sure that everybody has a right to their opinion, right? And we don't want to start killing people for their opinions. We're going to beat you up when you act like it's scientifically accurate and has been qualified by science and qualified by the people that actually study it. That's when I really have an issue. But you can have your opinion. So he has some opinions, right? And then he gave us a scholarly work on the Seminoles. It was a point right there with the Seminoles where you had to bring it, you had to really make that click. He said he didn't want to make the distinctions. He explained why. And I understand what he was saying. But these guys will take that to mean they wasn't indigenous Africans. He didn't even know this was occurring like that. Had no idea, Doc.
No, he absolutely didn't. Like you said, he was like, really, this is what's being said? I'm like, yes, really. But I wanted to make that distinction. And I see you, Brother Joel. I'm getting ready to bring you up, Brother Joel. I wanted to make that distinction, because then you'll have people who say, we are the Seminoles. Next, it'll be, we were the Seminoles, But he did say that he's like, yeah, that's kind of an insult to, the indigenous people. He said to say, to make that claim. He did say that.
No, you're smart. See that state. See, now did you know that you put up something about listening comprehension or something like that? Yes. Right? Yes. I'm saying that what you just said cleared it all up, but they don't get that. He's saying that's disrespectful to the indigenous people. What he was saying was, of course, so if you're a Black Seminole, okay, in the culture, they would look at you as being a Seminole.
Right.
You get that, right?
Right.
But that doesn't mean 200 years later they act like they was indigenous people. Talk about the ethnogenesis that occurred. Talk about how enslaved people mixed in to the Creek Nation. That's an important distinction right there.
It is.
See that? But they don't. Yeah, they don't understand, Doc. They don't.
No, not at all. Not at all. Brother Joel, what were your thoughts about the interview, brother?
Peace, Dr. Mod. How y'all doing?
Peace, boy. I'm fine. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hey, shout out to Dr. Horn. He was cooking. The thing I like about him, if you just let him talk, is, as you notice, as he was talking and he was explaining the actual history here in this country, it kills all the foolishness we hear. Anybody who goes back, and as you was like questioning them and giving them little details, don't hone in on, and he was explaining what was going on here in the country. He was cooking.
Yeah, he was.
And nobody's. And you know what I like what he said? He said, well, the person is saying as though there was no slavery in North America. You saying there was no slavery in Brazil? Like, are you just like getting rid of the slave trade altogether? Like, this didn't happen at all?
He did.
So I mean, like, look, we're dealing with a bunch of people who sat in the back of the class during school. They were spitting spitballs, cracking jokes, balling up paper. And remember when we was younger, we had the little football games, make the little triangular football and play football and kick it. That's what they was doing. They was sitting in the back of the class playing. They was not paying attention. No. And so now they want to come full circle with these pseudo-wisdoms from a pseudo-mentary and force it upon us. And tell us, yeah, well, we was here before Columbus. No, man. No. Shout out to Dr. Horn. He killed it.
Yeah, I think he killed it too. I think, and he has so much information. I had to kind of wheel him. Well, Doc, because he went, I said, well, give us a succinct timeline. So he went from 1565, then he jumped to the civil. Whoa, Doc. Tell me what happened in between. And did you hear how he broke it down? From 1565, and then he started talking about the 1600s, the 1700s. Oh wait, I mean, that man is a walking library.
Yeah,
walking library.
Talk about the Catholics, a great historian. I appreciate that.
Yep. You let him talk, you get some good stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I am King Sosa. Peace
That's
and
so
love to you.
pseudo
What do you-
killer. What's going on?
What's going on, pseudo
Yeah, what's
killer? How
good,
you
fella?
doing?
Yeah,
What's up, man?
Yeah, you came through, dog. I was very proud of you. Smooth, too. Very smooth,
I
respectful.
appreciate
Good
that.
show. But I had one to touch on. There's like a sweet spot there where when the Spanish leave after the little 7-year war period.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you kind of really get what they call the Black Seminole, that when they kind of get that interior and they never gain control. So I wanted to kind of speak on that relationship.
Please.
They had kind of like a vesselist system because the slave was running away to Florida and the Native American would also protect them. So, but they had their own guns, they had their own crops. Mm-hmm. They would form and they would give some of their crops as tribute. You know what I mean? Like, you're looking out and you know what I mean? So they had but they also had separate situations too. Of course they're gonna mix. Anytime people together, they're gonna mix, but he also has separate development because there's always a language barrier. So I kind of want him to speak on that part of it. And I was thinking like maybe that's what they're thinking in terms of no slavery with the black, and they kind of mixing that up with no slavery in Florida, period, because they don't understand the timeline, because the Spanish arrived with slaves. So
absolutely,
kind of, you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
but somebody saying that there was no slavery in Florida just doesn't understand the history of that state.
They may have confused think the Black Seminole period was like it was always like that.
They made on purpose. On purpose. Joe said they were throwing spitballs in class. Some standing there in the class.
Right. Having pistol fights. Remember we used to fight the pistols?
I'm gonna find a clip. I'm gonna find a clip of the guy saying that. I just didn't want to play it, while he was on, because how some people
He's a historian. He gonna break it down. Like that's not. You gotta see what you did was you activated a piece in him that he was not familiar with. And now I start to look. I don't know if we want to call this a phenomenon, right? But they're actually historians and geneticists and things like that, African Americans, that will still hold some wild beliefs. It's amazing. Like for instance, I'm not even gonna mention their name. I talked to a geneticist, and the person, I'm not even gonna say if it's a male or female, was talking about the Black Sumerians. We know that's a wild idea right there. But the person is credible in their field of genetics, though. So we gotta be. There's a lot of things that happen so like you, Doc, you stay very, very busy, right? The only reason you be really connected to the wild, because I keep doing the wild stuff. I keep you abreast of that. Fundamentally speaking, you're working. You don't got time for all that. You don't got time to really figure out what's going on with the YouTube thing like that, right? And so, yeah, those academics, man, they're not abreast of that. Would you agree with me with that, Sosa and no Christian? What you think?
Yeah. You're always gonna find, like I said, some people are experts in their field, and a lot of times the novice, like you, may be outside of their field.
That's right, because
their focus is on their field. So you're psychology, you're focused on psychology. You may have some pseudo historical ideas about what really went on because your focus is, psychology or the neuroscience or whatever it is. So yeah, that's why we always try when we look at information, or we drawing in information, we try to make sure we're taking it from a person that's an expert in that field.
Brother, click on that link. Okay. I just check your email and click on that link and share your screen.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I just want to show you all the impetus, for this discussion. I was like, what? People really? It was on TikTok. It was everywhere. I was like, what? It was no slavery because of the Black Seminoles. I said, come on now. We ain't gotta make up nothing. You know how you always say that, Brother Ankh. We ain't gotta make up. We ain't gotta lie about our history,
Right. So that means they don't understand what was going on before that. They don't understand what took place to even have what will be called the Black Seminole. They don't know what transpired and made it so that there was continual wars that took place. Like they just skipping so much history when they oversimplify like that.
That simplification is wild.
Absolutely, he's right.
Let me play the clip.
Here, from the span of it being a Spanish colony up until America adopted it in this colony, slavery didn't become outlawed in Florida until the Emancipation Proclamation. What are you talking about? There's plantations in Florida.
That's what you think Florida is. Oh,
What are you talking about?
You poor Haitian. You poor. You just don't know about Florida. Jesus Christ. What do you think the terminology Seminole means?
I know that's an indigenous tribe or
What
a
does it
native.
mean?
I don't know what it means. I know it's a tribe of
It
people.
means runaway
slave.
sir.
Seminole
It means
means
runaway
runaway
slave.
slave.
Where is the home for the Seminoles? This was the state that slaves ran to get away. This was the first, sir, you come off your mic, you don't know anything. This was the first state that the real Underground Railroad actually happened at. Niggas was running to Florida. You know why? Because the Florida Seminoles was never conquered, sir. The runaway slaves was never conquered. The indigenous tribes here was fighting against the Spanish for the longest. Then the U.S. military tried to invade Florida. They tried to invade Florida. Then the Florida Seminoles and the Spanish came together to fight against the U.S. military because they were trying to enslave or make Florida a slave state. The Florida Seminoles weren't going for it. And we went to war with the U.S. military for 100 years plus. The longest war on American soil. Longer than the Haitian Revolution. Harder than the Haitian Revolution. And we was putting BTA down here. This was the only unconquered state, sir. Wow. Okay. So this is another problem. You guys are very ignorant to our history. You don't know anything. You're trying to make excuses. The bottom line is you're a traitor to your own group of people. And it's fine. If you want to be a traitor, that's fine. We just know that Black Americans have been fighting here in America for the longest. We're not traitors. There's no other groups of people I'll protect other than my own. And that's it. You, on the other hand, you have a whole island to go back to the rep for. You won't do it. Why? I don't know.
Everybody want to rap.
What's your thoughts, panel? What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts, panel?
Was he saying?
Was he overwhooping?
No, was he trying to say that the Black Seminoles meant escaped slaves? He was saying that, right?
Well, he did say that it meant runaway. The definition of, but he was saying that Florida was never conquered. It was never a slave state.
Mixed it up.
He mixed it up. Exactly. He mixed it up.
Yeah,
so he was saying that he did say Seminole meant runaway slave, but he was like, they ran to Florida. Florida was the first underground railroad. They ran to Florida, and it was never conquered because the indigenous people there and the Seminoles, they got together, and he mixed a whole bunch of stuff up.
And then was on the head of a person from Haiti.
Yeah, he beat him up.
He is old. So he's trying to get it right. Yeah. He got a lot of things messed up, and he messing the whole story up.
He overdoing.
I don't know. Is he trying to say that there were Seminoles and Black Seminoles, or he trying to say that the Seminoles?
Play it again. Play it again.
He didn't make that distinction. He didn't make that distinction.
Yeah, I don't think he made that distinction either.
All right, hold on. All right, here we go. Let's listen. We gotta listen. We gotta see what he's saying. Let's see.
No, they did not.
They didn't have slavery in Florida.
Nope.
See?
Okay. See, yeah, you being
pause it on. You heard him say, he said there was no slavery in Florada? No. He said he said no. That's the first thing he said. No.
He didn't even look like he believed it though when he said it. The look on his face was like he didn't believe. He was like, nope.
Nope.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, let me see. Come on, let's focus in on it. Let's focus. Let's see.
Slavery in Florida since it was
year.
From the span of it being a Spanish colony up until America adopted it in this colony, slavery didn't become outlawed in Florida until the Emancipation Proclamation. What are you talking about? There's plantations in Florida.
That's what you think Florida is.
What are you talking about?
You poor Haitian. You poor. You just don't know about Florida. Jesus Christ. What do you think the terminology Seminole means?
I know that's an indigenous tribe. Or
what does it mean?
I don't know what it means. I know it's a tribe of
people. It means runaway
slave.
Seminole means runaway slave.
And where is the home for the Seminoles? This was the state that slaves ran to get away. This was the first, sir, you come off your mic, you don't know anything. This was the first state that the real Underground Railroad actually happened at. Niggas was running to Florida. You know why? Because the Florida Seminoles was never conquered, sir. The runaway slaves was never conquered. The indigenous tribes here was fighting against the Spanish for the longest. Then the U.S. military tried to invade Florida. They tried to invade Florida. Then the Florida Seminoles and the Spanish came together to fight against the U.S. military because they were trying to enslave or make Florida a slave state. The Florida Seminoles weren't going for it. And we went to war with the U.S. military for 100 years plus. The longest war on American soil. Longer than the Haitian Revolution. Harder than the Haitian Revolution. And we was putting BTA down here. This was the only unconquered state, sir. Okay. So this is another problem. You guys are very ignorant to our history. You don't know anything. You're trying to make excuses. The bottom line is you're a traitor to your own group of people, and it's fine. If you want to be a traitor, that's fine. Just know that Black Americans have been fighting here in America for the longest. We're not traitors. There's no other groups of people I'll protect other than my own, and that's it. You, on the other hand, you have a whole island to go back to rep for. You won't do it. Why? I don't know.
Everybody want to rep. Yeah. It don't. The term Seminole don't mean runaway slave at all. He just made it up. It kind of mean like fugitive, like free roaming, like untamed.
Right.
It mean like runaway or wild, but they did apply it. They did apply the name to people that ran away.
Yeah, come on, man. See, that's bad right there. And you know what I don't understand, and I've been thinking about this. I don't even know the correct terminology to talk about with the LGB. Is that how you said the
LGBT
community, right? Mm-hmm. What people don't know about them, they were unsuccessful, right, in the early days of getting a movement started, right? Mm-hmm. And I always felt like this was actually a case study for African Americans. Now, I know some of y'all probably diving out your chairs right now, but if you want to know how to change your messaging and how to get your ideas across, look at the way they recast their message and how they did it. They made it palatable for the African American community and palatable for the American community as a whole. So we're at a point where I'm saying this because the FBA and what's the other movement called? The ADOS, right?
Yes.
Their rhetoric has put them in a position where overall the African American community and the American community is not actually accepting that. It's almost like you're trying to strike up some kind of war with white people in America, right? And some type of war with people in Africa. And it's too wild for us to even, you have a lot of intelligent people that reside in America. We're the most scientific place on planet Earth, right? Studied in literature, everything, ranging in think Black people, white people. And so your messaging is so wild and stupid at times, specifically the FBA, that nobody's going to listen to that. It's not something you could get behind as an intelligent person. As just a regular person going to work, it's not something you can get behind. They don't get that, right? It's very charged racially in a lot of ideas, right? A whole lot of kind of like Nation of Islam rhetoric, the old rhetoric from the 40s and the 60s, right? When there was a need for that type of stuff. Like, it's 2025, man. You got to package that better. You got to package that with elegance and grace. The same way you was able to package that conversation today, it's the same way we have to package that conversation when we talk about our reparations or talk about who our history is. You don't got to cuss everybody out. You don't got to cuss a person out because they're an immigrant. Matter of fact, you should celebrate the fact that other people want to talk about us and our culture. Right, wrong, or indifferent, all press is good press. So I'm never fighting with a group of people that at the end of the day is not going to have any burn in any core system if we was to get to the position to have our reparations.
No. And I just want to say this. There's a person in the chat. I'll put your comment up. You know, I don't know if it's a sister or brother at HGF977. I dropped the link in the chat. And you said you Afrocentrics are out of your league. Click the link because I click the link because I don't even want to teach right now. I want to wait till they get on. Just come on in at HGF977. Because the funny thing is, you're using terminology. You don't even know what an Afrocentric is. Right. Brother Ankh is not Afrocentric. I don't know. I am King Sosa. I don't even know if you identify as Afrocentric. And Joel Arms, I don't even know.
Not in the way that they're using the term.
Yeah, not in the way. Yeah, no one. Yeah.
Not there.
So yeah, I dare you click that link, HGF977, and then you had somebody named at Kari9. You said it's only hold on, not partially correct. You said and you kind of +1 them and say, yeah, and that lies the problem. Click the link and let's have an intelligent dialogue. Click the link. I dropped the link in the chat. I would love to hear your perspectives. I won't cut you off. Nobody on the panel cut you off. I honestly want to hear what you have to say. There's the link. You could click it on, and you don't even have to show yourself. You could just literally click the link. Yeah, you don't even have to show yourself. Someone said they won't click the link. They're scared or a bot. Yep, that is true.
I wonder what they would disagree with. Everything we saying is historical.
Yeah, I agree with Kyrie Shelley. She said they won't click the link. She said they're either scared or they're a bot. Uh-oh. It says Tether Supreme Allah. Who's that? I don't know. Tether Supreme Allah. You have the floor.
Yeah, Supreme Tether.
Like American Dream name is.
Playing.
It's TSA. You know, you got to go through me at the airport to get on the plane. Tether Supreme Allah.
Go ahead, TSA. What's your thoughts? Go ahead and weigh in on this, TSA.
Nah. Look, I've spoken to that dude before, right? I know his family a little bit. He comes from good people. In my
what dude?
The dude who you were just showing. I don't want to say his name.
Okay.
But listen, he, like a lot of these FBA guys, they get a little piece of the knowledge or a little piece of a historical perspective, and they combine that with this self-righteous attitude, and then it turns into what you're seeing. When really he should enroll in FAMU and take some courses with I can't remember the name of the historian, Dr. Rivers, who's written extensively on the history of Black people and the relationship to the Florida Seminoles. Because if he did, he would realize how, escaped slaves were incentivized to reach Florida by the Spanish, but that was to protect their territorial claims relative to Florida and the Spanish Empire in all of the Americas. Spain's problem was that it didn't have the manpower to hold all of its territory, right? And so they prioritized gold in places like Mexico, silver from Peru, but they still wanted to hold on to their territories. And England and France and the Dutch were encroaching. And so they used enslaved Africans and indigenous people who had just formed into the Seminoles to work on their behalf. And this was a colonial imperial game that was played, right? Now, that doesn't take anything away from the militant background that many of the enslaved Africans brought from Africa and exhibited. Many of them were skilled warriors. Many of them had, the Seminoles are renowned for their paramilitary tactics, their guerrilla warfare tactics. So what I'm saying is, I'm not an expert at this history by any means. There's a lot to learn and know about this aspect of African American history, because it is an important part.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I would have to say on this.
You might not be an expert, but you did real good right there. I tell you
absolutely.
Well, if I told you I really was, you wouldn't be surprised. But at some point, let's just say at some point in my life, I studied Florida history to some extent. You dropped the link, but I was trying to look up my old papers and stuff like that, and my old historiography on this topic, because I could share about 5 or 6 really good authors who've written on these histories, and some recently as well. I'm talking about academic histories,
Beautiful.
And yeah, there's debate. There's legitimate debate about, that relationship between indigenous peoples and enslaved Africans wasn't always rosy as well.
No, that's real. That's correct.
So it changed over time based on the changing politics relative to the competition of imperial power and the willingness of Africans to be free from Europeans and free from indigenous peoples too.
That
who were
part.
some of them were joining that civilization. You know, they wanted to, you know, and they played their own political games. You know, they wanted to survive and live. So some of them acquiesced to white supremacy. You know, so it isn't a total. The point I'm making is wasn't a total sum game. You can't just talk about Seminoles in one bubble and they were the same the entire history of the. No, some were down for the fight, others weren't, and they had their own reasons for making the decisions they made. So,
right. That's even within that situation, you have, you know, not all the Seminoles were ready to go to war for themselves or Africans. So there's a dichotomy going on even within the Seminoles, right? Because we talk about Osceola, right? Right. Okay, but he wasn't African, right? So I had to put that out there. But one thing that Osceola did is that, you know, they tried to broker a peace treaty. The chief did. They was gonna give it up. So Osceola like chopped off their head, like, bro, that ain't what we doing.
You could talk about John Horse. John Horse is another famous Black Seminole. John Horse. Also, there's a whole tribe of Black Seminoles who go over to Abaco in the Bahamas. They have the family name Redlegs, the Redlegs. And this is you can Google that and you'll find numerous links, including the descendants who still live in the Bahamas today. And the sad part about that,
that's how you get the Junkanoo over there, the Junkanoo festival.
Yep, Junkanoo in Gullah Geechee territory, Junkanoo in the Bahamas, Junkanoo in Jamaica. So there's some cultural linkage to all of these regions. And you know what? For any FBA that's listening, I would just end here. I'd say that's the sad part about what's happening with this FBA hateful rhetoric, is because it plays into like this white American hegemonial claim to all of the Americas. It gives too much credence to like to the borders of the United States and ignores the fact that for Black people, we don't give a damn about the United States territorial claim. We're trying to get free. You know what I'm saying? So if that means going to Mexico, we going to that means going to the Bahamas or the area, you know, we going there. And people were moving all the time. It's dynamic cultural and exchange. So anyway, I'll stop there.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. I see Brad Patterson is in the building. Brad, you wanted to weigh in on this? What are your thoughts? Unmute your mic and tell us your thoughts, Brad. You got to unmute, Brad. He wave it. Yeah, you got to unmute. I don't know on your end. I know you're on your cell phone in the car.
Hit the microphone button.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
There you go.
Oh, okay. There. Do we have it?
Yep, we hear you loud and clear.
No, it's just interesting because I had a Muslim brother who was a friend in California, and he always stated he was Seminole, and my kids grew up knowing him some, and he always bartered. He wouldn't deal in dollars much, and he always made these rain sticks that made the acoustic sound like rain, and it was the best rain sticks you ever had. But as far as really adding too much to the conversation, there's really not much to add. But I just know the Seminoles really had a robust history. But to say that there was no slavery in Florida, that sounds wild.
Yeah, where you from, Brad? Are you from Are you from Florida or?
I grew up outside of Indianapolis, Indiana, in a town called Mooresville. It was actually the hometown of John Dillinger, who J. Edgar Hoover was real big on going after Dillinger, and also Garvey in his early years, Marcus Garvey. So yeah, that's where I grew up at. I spent the first 19 years of my life in Mooresville, Indiana.
Okay, no, I asked. I thought you were from. I hear a Southern accent from you, so I thought you were going to say I'm from Florida. I thought you were going to say I'm from Florida, you know. But yeah, I do agree with you that to say that it was no slavery down there is utterly ridiculous. But you said you knew a Seminole, and that Seminole, it was a Black Seminole, or was it like one of the indigenous?
You would have assumed he was African American, but he was a Muslim brother in the community that I was in.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Brad. I appreciate you weighing in, man. I see Pan Mulatto.
Thank you all so much.
Hey,
All
no
right.
problem.
Peace, man.
Peace. Mulattoism. Mulattoism. Peace.
Yes, peace, and thanks for having me up.
No
I'll
problem.
try to keep it brief because I see that there are a number of different panelists, but I do want to say this. I see that right now, specifically, the FBA movement is, generating a lot of controversy online. And for the descendants of U.S. chattel slaves, whether you come from a Pan-Africanist background or not, even if you disagree with the term FBA or ADOS, try to come together in unity with the FBA movement under the term freedmen, because undoubtedly and inarguably, all of our ancestors were listed as freedmen. So even if you disagree with the term FBA, let's meet with the FBAs on agendas and policies that we agree upon and advocate for them legislatively. Really, that's all I wanted to say. A lot of this back and forth between our own ethnicity, it's a distraction from us actually getting things done that will benefit our ethnicity, really.
You do know that's not accurate, though, right? What you just said.
All right, which part, brother?
You said that African Americans were listed under the term freedmen.
I never said the word African American once, brother. Respectfully.
Black people, the blacks that were in America.
Brother, I never said black, brother.
Okay, what did you say? I might have misunderstood you. What did you say?
Yes, sir. And just to boil it all down.
No, what did you say though?
Well, let's not be contentious. What I said was our ancestors, whether you identify as ADOS, whether you identify as FBA, our ancestors were listed as freedmen. So I asked you a question. Do you have any ancestors that were listed as freedmen?
No, that's my problem right there. And
well, respectfully, I wasn't talking about you then, brother.
Okay. So then you can't just say a blanket statement of ancestors.
I never said black.
You're gonna have to
say African American, brother.
All right, I quit. All right,
yeah, I'm talking about a particular group of people, brother.
That's Pan Mulatto. He tripping. The name, he tripping.
Yes, but everything I said was factual, though. Really.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
All right, which part? And I ask you again. What part of what I said?
You won't let me explain. You keep cutting me off.
I'm gonna mute up. Go ahead, brother. I'm gonna mute up.
Can I interject here, please?
I'm pretty succinct when I talk. I don't go along diatribes. All right, so look, listen. The term freedman is applied to those individuals who came out of slavery during the emancipation.
No, that's
it only applies to them.
That's not accurate.
It would also apply to those individuals who were under those 5 so-called nations of Indians that they had some of us as slaves as well. They will be termed as freedmen also, because that's still around that same time of the emancipation. All the rest of us that were here, that maybe had people in the north. See my great grandfather Herb Armstrong fought in the Civil War. Yeah. He one of them kind of folks go down there and free you. He one of them dudes that go free you. Put that smoke on. He is not a freedman. He worked to get you freed, though. If you say you're a freedman, my grandpa put the work in to get you free. So that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying. You can't just use it as a blanket statement. All right, I'm done.
Let's make it real clear. I want to hear the guy down the bottom. I want to hear what he got to say. He was kind of jumping in. We're waiting on a conversation of freedmen.
All right.
So some people was there.
Right, but y'all disagree with how I explained that.
Hold on, y'all.
Y'all can't hear what I'm saying. My mic ain't up there. I got to turn my mic up louder. Jesus Christ.
No, we can't hear you. What you say?
Y'all can't hear me? God dang.
We hear you.
No, we can't hear you.
Oh, y'all been funny. I'm saying you wouldn't just blanketly start to call African Americans freedmen. All right, you wouldn't apply it that way. You have to have a historical context to it. Some people can be called that, but you can't blanket the term. But go ahead with the brother with no name on the icon. Go ahead.
No, yeah, Dr. Anthony Dixon, you got the floor.
Thank you. Again, my name is Dr. Anthony Dixon. I have researched the Black Seminoles for more than 20 years. I have a book, Florida's Negro War, Black Seminoles and the Second Seminole War, as well as a film project going on. I invite you all to go to the website, blackseminoleproject.com. Now, what we're actually talking about is the usage of these different terms, but we need to stay focused on the people. What we're talking about is free person of color. You have a free person of color, then you have a freedman. You have freedmen that were actually part of the quote-unquote 5 civilized tribes. Now, some of those were enslaved. Now, the thing about it is Seminoles used the word slave for different purposes, because that was sometimes how they even had to keep their children, because that was the only thing that the U.S. government and whites, particularly in Florida, understood. So they would claim their own children as their slave. And so the term enslavement was very fluid in the Seminole culture. Now, when you talk about others, though, particularly the Creeks did accept plantation society, and they did accept enslavement. So you actually have some that were freed under Creek and American law, and we call them freedmen. And you have those who escaped from the Creeks and came down into La Florida, and they joined the Florida Maroons, who eventually became known as the Black Seminoles. And so, again, what we're looking at is the different terminology of what we're calling these different people. So, yes, your grandfather came from North and fought in the Civil War. He was considered a free person of color. Now, if you're talking about someone who was enslaved and then got their freedom, that is a freedman. And so you have a freedman in American society, and you have a freedman within Native American society.
Yeah.
And the real distinction within the quote unquote Native Americans was matrilineal, meaning if it was your mother, if you were tied into the tribe through your mother, that meant that you partook in all of the tribal things. You even partook in what they call the corn bust ceremonies. You could actually speak up. You could actually talk to the elders. You could actually go up in rank. But if it was your father that was native, then you were still considered black, and eventually you would have been considered a freedman.
Right.
Doctor, real quick. So we can stay on course. So we can stay on course. I want to make sure I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm familiar with a little bit of your work. So you do recognize the distinction that the Black Seminoles were actually people that was enslaved and came to the Americas by way of the slave trade and mixed in with Europeans, some Native Americans. Do you agree with that?
They're two distinct. We now know, and we have proof that there are indigenous melanated people. And we look particularly to the Wale.
No. I asked you a distinct question. I'm sorry. I'm giving you a litmus test right now. We call this a litmus test. So hold on for a minute. Let me give you the litmus test.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you believe that vaccines were safe and effective for the African American community? Yes or no, sir?
Vaccines were safe? No, I think we were the guinea pigs.
Okay, stop. Do you think the Empire State Buildings was crashed into by planes by America?
I don't think Osama bin Laden is who we're going to put all the blame on.
Okay, got you. Guess what? I'm not listening to you no more. I don't care what you got to put your name. I'm done. I'm out.
Okay, well, that's fine. But here's the thing about it. You don't have to listen. All you have to do is look at the research itself. Look at the research itself. And that's why I went back to the Wale people.
Yeah, ask him, so because
When
that's
you
what I was
look
going
at,
to
when you look at the Wale, when you look at the Wale people, we have been relying on these English records, and that's a mistake. You have to look at the Spanish.
Can you spell Wale
I
for
know
me?
who that. I know who that. It's spelled G-U-A-L-E.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask him, so because that's what I was going to
about
When you look
Okay, what you got for your name? I'm done. I'm out.
Okay.
Buildings was crashed into by planes by America.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you believe that vaccines were safe and effective for the African American community? Yes or no, sir?
Vaccines were safe. No, I think we were the guinea pigs.
Okay, stop. Do you think the Empire State Buildings was crashed into by planes by America?
I don't think Osama bin Laden is who we're going to put all the blame on.
Okay, got you. Guess what? I'm not listening to you no more. I don't care what you got for your name. I'm done. I'm out.
Okay, well, that's fine. But here's the thing about it. You don't have to listen. All you have to do is look at the research itself. Look at the research itself. And that's why I went back to the Wale people.
Yeah, ask him, so because that's what I was going to
When you look at the Wale people, we have been relying on these English records, and that's a mistake. You have to look at the Spanish.
Can you spell Wale
I
for
know
me?
who that. I know who that. It's spelled G-U-A-L-E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's G-U-A-L-E.
And they call their chiefs the Chique.
I'm familiar with.
Hold on. Let Dr. Dixon talk. I don't want to mute nobody.
Yeah, but Dixon is solid, but he's getting a little bit.
No, Dixon not solid.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I was not solid, brother. I would love to hear how I'm not solid.
I'm okay. Give me 2 seconds to tell you how you're not solid. You may be solid. No, I got you. I got it, so I know how to handle this. Listen, hold on, Dr. Dixon. I appreciate you working. I appreciate your credentials. But when you start to make broad statements that the research wasn't done on vaccines, then I have to question your research ability. So what I'm saying is,
wait a minute, that's not what I said.
He didn't say that.
So what did he say about the vaccine?
I said that black people were used as guinea pigs. We know that with the syphilis experiments, with the Tuskegee experiment.
Doc,
we know this with Henrietta.
Okay, hold on for a minute, Doc.
People have been used as experiments.
Doc, can you wait for a minute?
Are you denying the Tuskegee experiment?
I'm trying. So I want you to hold on.
Are you? No, that's a yes or no.
No, don't yell at me. Doc. I don't have the same elegance and grace that Dr. Mayat has, right? So I want you to explain to us. Let me just say this. I just want you to explain to us what the Tuskegee experiment was. Don't mess it up, because then I got to
The Tuskegee experiment was when they allowed black men to keep going on with syphilis so that they could keep testing the results and understand how syphilis was responding on the human body. So
Great
they
point. Hold on. I heard you. Great point.
They told people that they quote unquote had bad blood.
Hold on. You're right. Hold on. I heard you. Hold on. You don't guys give the whole history. Great point. So you agree they didn't actually give it to him? Am I correct? We stand solid right there, right?
Did they actually give it to them?
Yeah, they didn't give it to him. So we good on that, right? They didn't. You agree with me on that, correct?
To a certain extent, yes.
Oh, okay. So you agree with me. I don't know what the to a certain extent means.
I want to
to a certain extent means that there was some in that laboratory that they were using that only had trace, and they allowed the syphilis to continue.
No, I agree with you. Now watch this. Watch this. If you're going to give the real history to us, right, you have to go on and explain how out of that, first of all, it was wrong. It was out of order, right? It was distasteful and destructive to the black community. We can agree to that, right? But then you have to explain what occurred after that. It allowed other people never to have to go through that again. Now, that does not have any bearing on about vaccines. It just does not. Two separate issues. It's like a scare tactic there. And you being a doctor, you would hold on. You being a doctor, you know that. Now, the thing that brought me into question with you when you tried to act like it was an indigenous, melanated, I don't even know what that means, black tribe in America. What you trying to say it was an indigenous black tribe prior to Christopher Columbus and them, or prior to the Navy? Was you trying to say that? Maybe you wasn't trying to say that. Maybe I got it misconstrued. So now I'm listening. Are you saying, real closely, that it was an indigenous black tribe prior to Christopher Columbus and prior to the Native Americans? Was you saying that? Because you said melanated.
Yes.
Right. Come on.
Yes. And we have the verified.
No,
Can I
What's the verified proof? That's what we need to hear. We need to hear that.
I'm familiar with the.
Would you like to hear the verified proof?
Yes. Yo.
The verified proof.
I want to hear. I want to know where the information comes from. I'm familiar with the Guale people. But so what are you using to determine that they were indigenous, like DNA? Like, what are you using?
All right. What we're using are the Spanish records, not the English records, the Spanish records. And when we look at the Spanish records in 1511, when Peter Marte first left the Caribbean and spotted this land north of the Caribbean, there were records where they sent back to first the governor of Hispaniola, which is, of course, present-day Havana in Cuba, and then on to the crown. And in those records, they described the people in North America. And they described them as looking Afrikaners.
But that is how they describe them. Spanish records. Those are anecdotal at best.
It is anecdotal. It is anecdotal. It is.
How is a Spanish record anecdotal? But we
no. He's saying the observation. He's saying the observation. It was an anecdotal observation, Doc.
Doctor. Well, if he's not, wait a minute. Let
me just respond to you real quick, and then you can carry on. Listen, I'm not saying that those are not legitimate historical records, but as a doctor, you know that you cannot give all credence to one set of records.
But I think you're not hearing because he's not denying his African ancestors.
We don't not denying his African ancestors. Hey, Doc, put him down. We want to hear Dr. Dixon.
Yeah, let Dr. Dixon.
Okay, well, Dr. Dixon, you know we cannot rely just on written records. You need more than just written records.
Yeah, that's why you're messing up, Doc. You messing your career up right now for no reason. You done went from credible to not credible.
They're gonna take his doctorate degree from him.
Yeah, they're gonna take your degree from you. They're gonna make you a pseudo now, yo.
Hey, Dr. Dixon, Dr. Dixon, quick question. Dr. Dixon, what do you have your PhD in?
Seminoles.
Dr. Dixon, what is your PhD in, if you don't mind me asking?
My PhD is in history.
Okay, you got PhD.
It's in
almost.
Dr. Maya, can I go next after whoever?
No, we want to hear Dr. Dixon. No.
We're trying to determine, right?
After whoever is about to speak, can I go next?
Then that's fine. But here's the issue, and I will lead the room. And here's
we don't want you leading.
No, don't leave. I got a question for Dr. Dixon.
Question, right? When we have lots of Spanish records where they may make say things like may compare them to Ethiopian, right? But that's look, right?
Yes, look, yeah.
But that in no way tells you that they were like African indigenous or black indigenous. That is mean that they may have phenotypically in some ways a skin tone resemble people in Africa, but Africa is extremely diverse. Absolutely. So when they said it looked like an Africanus, which Africanus?
Right, that's what I'm saying. So what we're saying, wait a minute. What additional evidence is that melanated
let him talk, man.
Yeah, let him talk. Please let Dr. Dixon talk, y'all. Go ahead, Dr. Dixon.
I don't know if he went out.
Yeah, he went out.
Yeah, but Sosa made an excellent point, man.
Can you post a link in the chat, Dr. Mahat, so I can see what you're talking about, or like whatever.
And respectfully, it's one sentence, really two sentences.
Respectfully, you cutting in respectfully. How's that respectful?
No, I asked for permission more than once. How am I cutting
in? We're in the middle of talking, though. We're in the middle of talking.
More than one person spoke, so I'm the only one that can't speak.
No, I'm saying relax, yo. We trying to relax. Dr. Dixon, who been on Rock Newman, and see, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, this is the crust of what's really going on. They do it in white academia too. You have academics, white people, that will be academic right? And they circles. And then when it comes to white people, I mean, black people, they write wild ass books on purpose. Dixon is doing the same thing. He started making wild claims, which messed him up.
Who started doing the same thing on?
White academics, like Black Genesis.
Oh yeah. You talking about Robert? I forgot.
Yeah, they academics, but when it come to writing for us, so they play. So we don't need a black academic with a doctor's degree. We need the same rigor behind what you're talking about. He know damn well saying the melanated people is wild. All humans are melanated. Just in different varying degrees. He just had a whole show on that. So that word is a trigger word. And then to talk about vaccines is wild. And then to use the Tuskegee experiment is even wilder. So I'm saying is, although you might have obtained a doctor's degree, you proved the very point that everybody that has a doctor's degree don't mean you know what the hell you're talking about all other subjects. I'm not understanding that. I respect you for the rigor and what you did to get your doctor's degree. I will not disrespect that. But I'm saying when you got that, you got to be responsible like Dr. Mayat be responsible. You got to be more responsible than me and everybody else on this panel. Because now we say you got a doctor's degree. They're going to listen to you, bro. They're going to take this show and say, see, they wasn't listening to a doctor. It's not, no, we're not acquiescing to the fact that he's a doctor. We're talking about whatever this doctor said out of his mouth, can it be verified and proven? That's what we doing. We never just go with a person because they're a doctor. We're not listening to Dr. Mayat because she's a doctor. We listen to her because when we put her information through the strainer, it pans out. That's why we listen to Dr. Mayat. So we never listen to Dr. Dixon because he's Dr. Dixon. We're listening to Dr. Dixon because we can take what he says. We can read his website. Now we got to go to his website now. You put yourself on the desk. Now we got to critique everything you say. You was on Rock Newman's show. He be having wild people on that. And all this help miseducate our people, man. And I don't like it. I just don't like it, Doc. I don't like that because it's not fair to us. Now we got people used to listening to doctors, and now the doctors be coming with the extraordinary claims. Come on, man. That's not right to us. We're marginalized people. Education has been marginalized. We think science is white people. We think vaccines, we was the guinea pigs because we was guinea pigs 70 years ago. Like, come on, man. We understand that. We keep that here. We get that.
That's why I want his sources. So you want to, like I said, that will tell you the level. So you ask for the sources. So once he said the sources are descriptive letters written from this person to that point, then you already know where the claim lies. So you can extrapolate that. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna just walk you down. You know what I'm saying? let me see the sources. You feel me? Like I'm if you provide evidence, that's I can change my mind, but I need to see them. So I need to.
But brother, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think a lot of times. I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this. But even okay.
All right, and I'm gonna go after you, then, brother. Go ahead.
No problem. Spanish colonial records are good historical sources. They provide excellent context, right? But what additional sources do you use to compare to those written records? If he is a PhD historian, he should automatically know that Spanish colonial records based on observation cannot be taken at face value. So what I was trying to get out of him was, how did you confirm that those Spanish colonial records were sound based on observation? So there has to be additional evidence. You can't just rely on one body. There are limitations to archival materials. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest,
and
a lot of
that
times
is
we're
the
so thirsty.
basis. We go forward from
is it no order?
Hold on, let Dr. Dixon go. Go ahead, Dr. Dixon. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is I'm saying that the Spanish records are the basis because they are the oldest, and you go forward from there. Then you can look at the English when the English began to do their descriptions and things of that nature. Because
hold on, but Dr.
English,
Dixon, you're taking the bait though, brother. Really, because you're not denying your African ancestry. So we should be in agreement. We have Native American and African American ancestry.
So basically, what you all are saying is, you all don't believe that there were black people in America before.
What do you mean by black?
Wait, yeah, I was just getting ready to say, what do you mean by black?
I'm talking about people who have a certain hue of melanated skin. Now,
They all over the
hold on.
planet.
On that
Yes,
basis, wait a
exactly.
minute,
It's all
let
over
me
the
finish.
planet.
That's everybody.
Exactly.
What's the joke?
That's exactly
Name
what
something.
I'm saying.
Nobody
If
did
you,
not
playing
if
with us
you
now.
say, wait a minute,
Nobody
if a
denied the Native
Spanish
American
person,
had some dark hued people.
okay,
That's not
if you
Hold
go,
on,
let me ask you something. If you
Hold on, I
go
got
to
to take 10
England right
seconds, please.
now,
I'm waiting for
if you,
everyone to speak.
Man,
Please
let
give me
the
10
doctor
seconds.
talk though. We trying to hear him. We
I
hear
know,
you
but I
every
let
day.
everyone speak, and
Yeah,
I'm on
we
the
hear
panel,
you
and I'm here with
every
respect.
day. We don't hear from Dr.
So
Dixon. We
but I'm
trying.
here with respect, respectfully, please.
No,
10
respectfully.
seconds.
You realize we don't
I
hear from
know,
Dr.
but
Dixon all the time. Let him get his
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
And then
Let
you
Dr.
go next.
Dixon. Yeah. Let
I
Dr.
will.
what I'm
This is
saying
your
to
panel.
you
When
is
can I
this.
go? Just let me know.
When
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
What I'm
Dixon
saying,
finished,
what I'm saying is
No,
this.
I'm asking
What
the
I'm
host.
saying
When
is
can I
this.
go?
when
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
If you
Dixon,
get on
After
the
Dr.
plane,
after Dr.
Dixon.
Dixon get it all off, so he
I'm
won't
about to
go
mute
around and say we
everybody.
ain't let him
I
talk on
got it.
Dr. Oyama show. Go ahead,
Let
Dr.
us talk.
Dixon.
Go ahead, Dr. Dixon.
all right. What I'm saying is this. If you get on the plane, it doesn't matter. Everybody pick wherever they want to go in this world. When you get off that plane, if I go to London, England, I can pick out a black person, can I not?
No,
Can I not?
that's a different conversation, but go ahead.
No. What I'm asking you is, can you pick a black person out if you got on a plane and
What
went
does that
to
mean?
France?
Yes,
If
brother.
you went
Yes.
to
The answer is
Africa?
yes.
Come
The
on,
answer
if
is
you
yes.
went to
The answer is
Oceania, you
yes, right?
couldn't.
And what does
If
that
you went to
mean?
Oceania, you
So
couldn't.
what
I'm
I'm
about to put
saying
your
to
crew
you,
down. About to put your crew down.
No,
Let Dr.
so what
Dixon
I'm
talk,
saying is,
whoa.
man.
Yeah, let
if
that
you
man
say
talk.
yes, if you say yes, then what I'm saying to you is, how is that different than a Spanish person in the 1500s saying that person looked like that African I saw 30 days ago on the west coast of Africa? What's the difference?
You want the
You
answer?
tell me now, what's the difference?
Hold
I
on.
can
Hold
answer
on.
that.
Do you want the difference? The difference
Yeah.
is
Well, yeah.
time, first of all. And so
No,
when they
time does not
you asked me,
have an effect
I
on
thought
that.
you
If
asked
you
me,
know
I
that
thought
person
you
looked like that person
I thought you
that you
asked me for
saw
the
in
answer. Can I
Africa.
give you the answer, Doc?
Okay, go ahead, sir.
So you talking about two separate things.
All
You're
right.
talking about a Spanish community that reaches the Americas for the first time. Okay. They're used to the old world population. And in the old world population, they seen plenty of people of color. When they got to the Americas, based off what they land, when they seen darker complected people, they didn't, Darwinian evolution, I'm saying, was not there yet. So they had no idea. So in their minds, they seen people of color. That's okay. I'm telling you, based off of evolutionary reasons, right? You are supposed to see people of color in the daggone Americas because the color of their skin is shielding them from the sun. No matter where you at, the closer to the equator, the darker you get. The equator goes around the planet. So you would expect to see people of color around the planet. And that does not mean that they caught a dag boat or ship. And it does not mean that they are indigenous Africans coming directly from Africa. It just doesn't mean that, Doc. That's all I'm trying
What
to
it means is, no, but it does mean that that person that he saw with his own two eyes, he saw him directly correlated with the person that he saw in Africa. Now, if you don't get that basic human premise that I can go to England right now and I see this person, and that person, and I say this person look like my cousin back in Georgia, then it's something wrong with you. And what he said
Can I weigh in on
what
that?
he said was
Nah, bro, I'm
this
next.
person
Did the Spanish
looked
record say they had
like
an
the
afro?
African. He didn't say this person was different, red, long, this, that, and a half. He said this person looks like the African I saw in
Which
Africa.
African?
That's
Like which
what he
African?
said. Now
No,
you want
which
to discredit
African?
what he's describing?
No, I'm asking which African did he say he looked like?
What difference does it make?
The
If
difference
it's,
makes
is
a
we're
big
talking
the
about
Spanish had
people.
less than 100 years of maritime tradition. Yes, they had been along the coast of Africa, but they're in no place in 1511 to determine who is black and who is not at the time. It's too early
All
on.
right, but is this
Doc, can you see
why?
the
Hold
screen,
on, but
Doc?
why is this
Dr.
going to
Dixon, do you see the screen?
I'm
He
talking about why
said
your reliance on the
Africana.
source
hold on.
is
If
not
we agree we have
reliable.
Native American and African ancestry, why are we arguing about what they look like?
Nah,
Man, we're
man,
not,
get out the
bro. I
conversation
get it.
right
You want
now, bro.
everybody
Sir,
to
it's
get
Get out
question.
the
along, bro.
conversation.
Because
Appreciate
while
it.
You
we're
gotta get out
debating
the
about
conversation
ancestry,
right now.
someone is taking over our
Okay,
community.
Can I
bet.
say
No
something?
problem. That's fine. Hey, Dr. Dixon,
Hold
can
on.
you see the
Well, y'all
screen?
missed that.
Can you see the screen, Dr.
I can
Dixon?
see the screen.
Appreciate the
Do
love,
you
bro.
know what you're looking at, Dr. Dixon?
No,
No.
it's not topographical. Is this an ethnographic?
No, it's the skin color map.
Okay, it's ethnographic. Okay, go ahead.
So basically what it's showing you is that you would expect to see people with brown skin in the Americas. What it does not mean that indigenous Africans left Africa and immediately made it to the Americas. We understand evolution. So you do agree with evolution, am I correct?
Sir, what does that have to do
No, I'm
with
asking a question. Listen, do you agree with evolution? Seriously, this is a serious question, Doc. Do you agree with Charles Darwinian evolution, sir?
To a certain degree, yes.
No. Do you agree with Charles Darwin evolution?
No, I can't say I agree to everything because
do you agree that humans evolved out of? Do you agree that humans evolved?
So no, I'm not going to say I agree with everything with Darwin.
No, so then, but do you agree with his scientific theory then? Because you seem like you're running a little bit. Do you agree with his scientific theory?
This is why foreigners are taking over our community.
Come on, hey, Doc, get him out of here. Get the pan mulatto guy out of here, please. I'm trying to have a serious conversation.
Only one with sense.
Can you please get him? Hey, Doc, can you put him down there?
Hey, Pan, don't unmute. Let Dr. Dixon, let him go. Go ahead.
All right, and I'm next. Thank you.
Dr. Dixon, I'm saying, do you agree with Charles Darwin's evolutionary theory?
All of it except that we were a lower form of man.
So you don't agree with Charles Darwin because he never said that.
He did say that. Yes, he did. Charles Darwin was brought over here by Southerners because he
never
said
came to America.
Was the lowest form of man.
No, Darwin never came to America. He never said that.
Yes,
so
he was invited by Southerners. He was.
Hold on,
he
Doc.
was invited by Southerners.
Doc, he never came to America
because he supported their ideas that black people were in their best state of being enslaved. Charles Darwin did support that idea.
So I'm asking you, do you agree with Charles Darwin's scientific theory of evolution? Yes or no? Like you did me. I want a yes or no answer, sir.
I said yes.
So
to
you
a
agree
certain degree. Long as
okay,
I
but
just
then
don't agree with the part that black man was a lower man.
But that's not part of the scientific theory, though.
That was part of Darwin's theory.
It was not, man. He has a scientific theory.
He did say that.
Okay,
you don't even know Darwin's theory.
So then
Can I try another?
Hold on, no, Christian. So, Dr. Dixon, I'm telling you right now, you are not qualified to have a conversation about anybody's skin color because you do not agree with Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. And I'm gonna let you finish because I want to.
I didn't say that. I said I agree.
We heard you.
Everything. See, here it is. You hear what you want to hear. You like the student in the room that like to argue and want to hear what he wants to hear.
Now you trying to put me on a guy that like to argue.
I want to try another approach though, y'all.
There is another conversation. Dr. Dixon, on purpose. You're doing it on purpose, Dr. Dixon. On purpose. I said, do you agree with Charles Darwin's theory of evolution?
And I said yes.
You can't.
I said yes.
No, you didn't.
Yes, to a certain degree.
Can you put the map back up and let me say something to him?
No, bro.
Put the map back up and let me say something to him.
I'm next.
Hey, let me ask you something. I'm gonna let you go, bro. I know we've been holding you up. I got something I want to say real quick. Check this out. If you look at this map right here, though, I want to try to reason with you real quick. Okay. If right now we jumped on a boat and we went down into Oceania, somewhere like that, or if you went to somewhere like Australia, you would get off and you would see these real dark skinned people. Right? You agree?
Yes, we call them Aborigines.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Aborigines. So if them same explorers had got off the boat and saw them, you know what they would have said? They would have said the same thing. You said they would describe them as looking Africana, but they are not. No way, shape, or form.
I never said. That's what
bro, he made his point, bro.
I never said they were Afrikaners. What I said was that they were melanated people.
No. I wrote down what you. Wait a minute, Doc. Hold up, Doc. No, stop. Hold up. Let me talk to him just real quick.
But you jumped the line. Wait a minute, Doc. Is this just no order, or everyone else get to talk? I can't talk.
No, at least let me finish. Because I'm trying.
You jumped the line, but go ahead.
Yeah, finish. You did jump the line, Joel. But go ahead, finish your thought.
Okay, go ahead. All right, I'm gonna spin back. I'm gonna spin the block later with my dad.
Go ahead, Pan Mulattoism. Go ahead, brother.
Thank you. God bless you, Sister Maya. And this will be so brief. Now, simple things we allow to derail us and distract us while foreigners are taking over our communities. We're arguing for over an hour, and it's not the first time we argued about this, about our ancestry, even though we both agree that we
That's
have
not
African.
the damn conversation. You're a nut. You're a nut for that, bro. That's not the conversation.
Pull your skirt down, brother, please.
Man, whatever, nigga. That ain't the conversation,
bro.
Hold on, it's all good.
All right.
It's all good.
It's not all good, bro.
Back to
We
the
got a
sentence.
doctor here in the conversation.
I'm gonna eat for the next hour.
Miseducating people, and this fool gonna talk about we arguing like
Miseducating. You the one that don't know that. You don't.
Back to the sentence. Back to my sentence. You see, I'm not
Don't yell at me, Doc. Come on, your side. Don't yell at me, Doc.
Hold on, family.
Man, Doc, you just don't understand evolution, Doc. That's all. Ain't no wrong with that.
Yeah. Let Pan Mulattoism get his thoughts out.
All right, I'm moving out.
Go ahead.
Go for it, Pan Mulatto.
Yeah, while we're debating about our ancestry, while we are debating about our ancestry, someone got an echo. You got to mute up, please, respectfully.
Dr.
That's me.
Yeah,
yes, please, mute up.
Mute for a second while you finish.
I'm trying
to. It's literally 2 points. It's literally 2 points. Number one, while we are debating about our ancestry, foreigners are taking over our communities, and the total number of majority Black American cities are decreasing. Number two, something that's irrefutable. But the bald-headed brother, with all due respect, I don't know your name, not Ankh, the other bald-headed brother. When I said collectively, we all have ancestors that were listed as freedmen. He says he doesn't, but then admitted that he has ancestors that are free slaves. Brother, that means you have ancestors that are freedmen. With all due respect. So we got to stop allowing irrefutable facts to distract us and really come together with our people on policies that benefit us collectively. Literally, that's all I wanted to say.
You know what, y'all don't be mocking talking about Asheo. I'm not fooling with y'all.
No,
Dr. Dixon, hold on. So Dr. Dixon, I just want to say this. So your point was you were just simply saying that the Spanish in the record said they look African, but you weren't saying that they were African, correct?
No, I never said that.
Exactly.
But that proves my point, though, Dr.
Hold on. What you saying? Hold on. We got them on record. So what about this tribe you just mentioned? Who are they?
Okay, by all means, let me explain to you
let them
who
cook.
the Wale people are.
Let them cook. Go ahead and cook. Dr.
All
Dixon.
right. The Wale people were the first group to fight back in the Spanish in what they call La Florida. They were the ones who destroyed, as we know, right, every European country that came into North America, their first settlement failed. With the Spanish, it was Gueldape. With the French, it was Fort Caroline, just north of Jacksonville. And then, of course, with the English, it was Roanoke. Now, what happened to Gueldape, which is present-day Chapelot Sound, Georgia? What happens is that the Wale attacked the settlement. Now, when they attacked the settlement, those that they had taken as enslaved began to set fires. And the question was initially, how did the ones who were enslaved in the settlement know to set fires at the right time when the others were attacking from the outside? Then information came in as we went through and got even more records where they said that there were sounds and yells and drumming and things of that communication that happened just before the settlement was attacked, which means at some point, at some tertiary place, we all have to agree that those who were enslaved inside of Gueldape had some knowledge of the people who were outside because they understood the drumming and the words that were being yelled, and they responded with fire.
No, what are you saying? Hold on, Dr. Dixon.
Gueldape had some knowledge of the people yells and drumming at the right time when the others were attacking from the outside. Then information came in as we went through and got even more records where they said that there were sounds and yells and drumming and things of that communication that happened just before the settlement was attacked, which means at some point, at some tertiary place, we all have to agree that those who were enslaved inside of Gueldape had some knowledge of the people who were outside because they understood. No, they understood the drumming and the words that were being yelled, and they responded with fire.
No, what are you saying? Hold on, Dr. Dixon.
He's saying that the enslaved, because of that, what he just showed, he's saying that that is evidence that those enslaved people that brought over there had some type of knowing of who those people were because they recognized the sounds. See what I'm saying?
Was you saying they was African, though, Doc? Is that what you saying?
No, he's not saying African.
What you saying? What are you saying? You gave the long.
I'm not getting what I'm saying.
No, give me. Hold on, Doc. Let me say this. I know how to be very. Hold on, Doc. Doc, 1 second.
Yes.
I'm starting to feel slightly like you flim-flamming a little bit.
Flim-flam?
Yeah. Listen, let me say this. I don't want to be defensive. Listen to me, seriously.
Okay. Oh, you have a comprehension issue, bro. It's quite clear.
I have a comprehensive issue. I do. And I'm saying that my brain work a little different. We want to know why you put an emphasis. Are you saying that these people are indigenous to the Americas and actually have something to do? Like, what's the purpose of saying it? What is the reason?
Make the connection, Dr. Dixon.
Make the connection.
Okay, here's the connection. The Wale people. The Wale people are considered natives.
Okay.
Now, if that's not complaining.
No, we good. They was natives. They was natives. So what that mean? What are you telling us?
Okay, so what I'm saying is, here's the question then.
Right.
How did the people inside of Gueldape know to respond and start setting fires at the exact same time the Wale started attacking the settlement?
So they had to be familiar. So those people had to be
familiar.
Thank you.
So you saying they familiar with, hold on. So you saying they familiar with African custom and traditions?
They had to
answer the question. Are you saying that?
With each other?
So you saying? So you saying? Hold on. So
they had to be familiar with each other. That's all he's standing on. I listen well.
Yeah, me too. So
all I'm standing on.
So wait, right? So familiar from where though? How would you? Let me ask you this, because I know how to get to it.
It doesn't matter. Wait a minute.
No. I'm trying to get you. Sir,
it's the fact that.
Sir, I'm doing you like they would do you when you was taught when you was getting your doctorate and they questioned you down. I'm kind of doing you like that. So watch this. Seriously. This is an important conversation because obviously nobody is really questioning. Then you get it all off, right? I'm saying, so when you're making this connection, you're basically trying to say what? Just say it. Say, yo, I'm trying to say that they knew about
I am trying to say.
Go ahead, sir.
I am trying to say that the Wale, who were considered natives, right, had a connection with the people that were inside, which means they were familiar with each other prior to Europeans coming to North America.
Trust me.
Now,
that is suggested.
He said all that to say that, man. You could have said it.
If you want to go further, I could go further, but I'm not.
No, we want you to go far. You don't take
Dr. Dixon, you agree that what you presented is speculative as best at this point.
I know, but y'all want to
debate him. It is speculative.
But y'all want to debate him because y'all think he's
No, we don't want to debate him. Come on, Mulatto.
But that's the truth, though.
Yo, you went the whole hour to say we argue. We're trying to learn from the
brother. Y'all want to debate him because y'all think he's
I don't want to debate him.
Someone explain to me at that, because there's another level. There's another level to it, and there was more evidence.
Take us there.
I'm not going there. What I'm
asking
every last one of you all, I'm asking every last one of y'all a general question.
No, Dr. Dixon, hold on. Dr. Dixon, listen. Since you do have a doctorate, we expect you at the highest levels to explain to us the evidence, because I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to misconstrue what you're saying. That's all I'm saying. So I'm saying I'm not a kid. You can't lowboy me where, hey, yo, you not gonna understand it. I promise you, sir.
I'm not doing
everything
that.
you said to this point. Now, if you have more qualified evidence, you got to be able to give it to us, bro. This is not the Rock Newman show, yo. This ain't it. This the next generation right here. We want to hear what you're saying. And if you're right, you know what we're going to say? Man, that man changed our mind. That man was right, yo. We're going to say that, Doc.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Oh, come on, Doc.
You should.
No, you're not trying to be serious, though. That's the problem.
Listen, Doc.
Hey, hold on,
I don't
fellas.
believe
Hold
you,
on, fellas. Hold on. Dr. Dixon.
Yeah.
Look, I want if you could take this or move this conversation over to the community of skeptics, because I'm getting ready to get off.
Right. Good night.
I'm getting ready to get off.
Good show, Doc. Very entertaining.
It was entertaining. It was entertaining.
I'm ready to get off too.
Look, Dr. Dixon said he getting off too. He said he getting off too.
You better get off, Doc, because you had some more evidence you ain't give us, and I'm gonna make sure you remember that for the rest of your career.
And you're not listening.
I have told you 3 times.
I have put my dissertation in the chat. I'm asking you to read it for yourself.
Where's that? Hold on, stop yelling. Put it right here in the back, in the private.
Put it in the private chat.
What's the private? I don't.
Yeah, your name. I watch this. Look, watch this, Doc.
He getting ready to hit you up. He getting ready to hit you up, Doc.
Okay, no problem.
Hold on. I just want to say this, fellas. I do appreciate everybody coming on and weighing in on the interview that I did with Dr. Gerald Horn. The folks who are hold on, can we all mute out? It's like I hear bad echo. It's bad. I'm gonna mute everybody. It's bad. Yeah, Doc. I think it's you. Hold on. No. There we go. Hold on. I am so I'm gonna mute you too. There we go, y'all. So now it's nice and we good. So I do want to thank you all for coming on and weighing in on the interview that I did with Dr. Gerald Horn. For the folks who are watching, make sure that you thumb up this video before you get out of here. Thumb it up. Also share this video. You know, Dr. Gerald Horn at the beginning, I had him on for roughly about an hour. He dropped a lot of great information on the history of Florida and slavery and the Black Seminoles. So make sure that you share this video. We want to each one teach one. And before you get out of here, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell so that whenever I go live, you will be notified. And also, family, join me back here next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace and Black excellence. Let's go.
My, oh my. Oh, what tangled web we weave when at first you practice to deceive. Yo, black mama, you a pseudo. I want to address yo, black mama. You set out your mouth that that Dr. Ben did not support Charles Darwin's evolution. Now I recognize that you have not read a book by Dr. Ben. You make the same fundamental mistake that everybody makes. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. So I'm going to pull up a Dr. Ben's book. Okay? Let's see. Dr. Ben. Dr. Ben Yohanan. Right? And I want to pull up one of his books. Let's see. Let's see if Yo Black Mama know what the hell he talking about. I know he don't. Most people don't know what the hell they talking about when it comes to that. They just be talking, and they do it on purpose, willfully. Black man of the Nile and his family. Black man, the Nile and his family. Okay. We're going to pull up his book. And we want to see if anywhere in his book he talks about evolution. Let's see. Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin. Let's see. Okay, so let me share my screen. They always run their daggone mouth talking crazy, right? And ridiculous. Where's the missing link? That's not even a scientific term. Not where's the missing link. There's no such thing as a damn missing link. So here we go. And the black man, here you go. Black man and Island's family. On page 26. We'll click it. Let's click page 26. Here we go. Let me make it a little bit bigger to the haters. Bunch of haters. Make sure y'all can see this. You know what the hell y'all talking about? Y'all just be talking that talk while I'm walking a damn walk. Make it a little bit bigger. Okay, I think this should be big enough for y'all. Y'all should be able to see this as we expand it across the screen. So we're right here, okay? And we see Charles Darwin. Okay, so if we come right here, let's see. Within this same scope of logical reasoning, the grandson of the Victorian scientist of the world fame, Sir Charles Darwin, himself honored, also named Sir Charles Darwin, a scientist of note in his own right, wrote an article entitled The Next Million Years, in which he stated that the average skin color of the human race will get darker, and furthermore, economic and military power in Africa and Asia will wrest the leadership from Europe. Move on here. Goes on to say the comments by Sir Darwin's statement wrote John London's Weekly. Okay, let me move to the next one. All right. Let me see if I can get you to hold on. 6. Man, how can I move? Move to the next page. Okay. Now. All right. With respects to all the scientists mentioned and those not mentioned, it is still the leakies. When we talking about leakies, and we talk about the leakies in Pan-Africanism. Look up the show. Says Dr. Marion Lewis, who have made the most significant inroads on the average man so far as prehistoric man is concerned. Their unearthing of Zinthopithecus boise on July 17th, 1959, on the slopes of Bed 1 of Olduvai Gorge, Tanzania, East Africa, at the site as FLK, has been to date the most outstanding find in the link of man as we know him today, and his prehistoric ancestors of thousands and also millions of years ago. The type of man Sir Charles Darwin, the Victorian scientist, spoke about, superior in man-like qualities in Rhodesia, Zimbabwe man in every respects. All right. So now you clearly see Dr. Ben talking about Lewis and Mary Leakey, Zinthopithecus types of fossils, and Charles Darwin. Let's move on to the next one. This is in Dr. Ben's work. In 1865, the mad rush for further discoveries of prehistoric man was in full force. The high point was reached when he calls him Sir Charles Darwin published his book on the origin of man. Following Darwin was Huxley, Darwin's faithful follower, who established that Neanderthal skull was definitively the top half of the human cranium. But he also claimed that it was much more primitive in character than contemporary man. All right. Okay. Keep going. Because he was debating Wilberforce. Y'all know who Wilberforce is, right? Wilberforce was trying to promote, quote unquote, an advocate of Christian thought in Adam and Eve. So now you start to see why Dr. Ben. And then Dr. Ben talks about, here you go, Charles Darwin again. We look at the bottom of the page. Let me see. That's on page 83 of his book. He's trying to introduce us to evolution. We come right here again. Okay. Victorian scientist fame, Charles Darwin himself honored. The scientist's note. Hold on, let me move it. Let me go to, I think that's all the pages on that. But I can go to both of his books, right? Let me get you the cover of the book. Let me see if I can get you the cover of the book. See if I can get you the cover of the book. So y'all know. Yeah, see? Man, I would like to get you the cover. Man, can I get you the cover? Page 5, page 4. This is his work. So most of y'all ain't never read this goddamn work, man. Y'all just run your mouth and talk crazy and reckless. Come on, man. And I don't know why y'all do it, man. It ain't even worth it, yo. What we need to do is take our damn time. We don't even got to argue over this. They go for Dr. Dixon too, man. Slow down with all that, man. Yeah, so now I know what Dr. Dixon was trying to do. All right, hold on. Let me get you the cover. God damn, I should be able to do this quicker than this, right? Hold on, I'm tripping. Let me see. Yeah, I'm bugged out. Yeah, here you go. Black man, we make it bigger. So y'all know what I'm talking about. And then we're going to deal with them damn Indians that Dr. Dixon was talking about, yo. Here you go. Dr. Ben. Black man and now in his damn family. Yeah, apologize in the chat, yo. I bet you won't, though. So let's come to these Muskogee. And let's come to, not Muskogee. I want to come here. This is what Dixon was talking about. Dr. Dixon was talking about the gall. The was gall, whatever the hell. This is what he was talking about. Okay, Gula was historical Native American chiefdom of Mississippi culture. Peoples located along the coast in present-day Georgia and Sea Island, Spanish Florida, established the Roman Catholic missionary system in the chiefdom in the 16th century. Here you go, right here. Look, the mound builders. We've all heard, the mound builders, the Yosemite. They became known as the Yosemite. Am I saying it right? Yamasi. Yeah, they play with that, don't they, y'all? They play. All right. Here, the mound builders. Right? This we talking about. That's some bullshit right there, bro. You got to knock that off. You got to get off that. Stay to your subject matter. So this is who he was talking about. This connects him to your Massey. They always try to say that about you, man. It's just a bunch of bull crap, bro. See? It's a bunch of bull crap, bro. And people in the chat spitting that nonsense. But I tell you what you won't do. You won't hit that daggone button, yo. Yeah, man, he did. He did say that. He did. He did, bro. He said everything you saying he didn't say. He actually did, yo. Just say you had no idea that, quote unquote, Dr. Ben was, quote unquote, teaching evolution. That's why I first started to reckon my thoughts was with that. Know what you're talking about, man? Darwinism and pseudo. No, you're pseudo. Dead. He did. Dr. Ben never said the black man, if the Nile can't shut up. He did. He understood humans being daggone apes, man. He did. Wow, Wilberforce is the first name. That's wow. Wilberforce, definitely a super Christian debating Huxley and them. Yeah. So I just wanted to put all that in there right now, man, and make it clear, man. Okay. Yeah, 8 bones leaky found were named, man. Man, get out of here, bro. You don't know what you're talking about, man. Pick up the true historian, MBK, Raw Born and them. Man, big up to Sean and them. Everybody's trying to get that right information out here, man. So there's a lot of misinformation running around here, man, but we timing up for them, yo. All right. Yeah, maybe you might pick up a Dr. Ben's book. So now you know I was introduced to evolution by Dr. Ben, bro. You really, let me see. You want to see him talking about apes? Do you really? You don't want me to embarrass you like that, yo. You gotta stay off the. Come on, man. Probably on some weed or something, yo. Stay off the weed, yo. Stay off the weed. Look. Here's another book by Dr. Ben. The serious ones taught that. See? There you go. Dr. Ben. Type his name, and let's see. Let's see what we're talking about. Let me see. Oh, there you go. Make it. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, right back at you there, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Ain't no way around it, yo. I'm saying, yo, that's why I learned it at, yo. I ain't learning no play thing. Oh, man. So Charles Darwin's statement. Let's move to the next one. Let's see. I'm going to get you the bones. Playing. Oh man. Let's see. Tigers Euphrates, just very few authorities at the time. Look, so just a very few of the authorities at the time held that Africa was the place where man first originated. So I want y'all to know that Charles Darwin was one of the first people to say that humans originated in Africa. All you gotta do is look up the outer Africa theory, and you'll have Charles Darwin's name right there. So stop saying it then. Just a very few of authorities at the time held that Africa was the birthplace where man first originated. The most noted of these who held the later position was Sir Charles Darwin of England. See, I learned that from Dr. Ben. He said, who stated that? Here you go. This when you die. Man originated from an ape-like ancestor. I'm going to say this again. Man originated from an ape-like ancestor, etc. It say Dr. Elwood Churchwood works, such as Signs and Symbols of Premortal Man and the Origin of Evolution of the Human Race, were at the time also ignored, right, and ridiculed. Of course, not as vigorously as those by Sir Charles Darwin. There you have it. Ape-like man. There you go, bro. Right. See? Y'all don't know how to apologize, yo. Yeah. By 1865, the mad rush for further discoveries of prehistoric man was in full force. The high point was reached when Sir Charles Darwin published his major treatise on the origin of man. There you have it. All in Dr. Ben's work. All right. Charles Darwin prophecy of Africa would have proved to be. Here you go. Look. All right. This is the magazine. Fossil trace man back 600,000 years in Georgia and Africa. And he says right here, Professor Leakey saying that it was of the first tool-making human, and that the discovery strongly support Charles Darwin prophecy that Africa would prove to have been the birthplace of mankind. Yeah. So now you see why. And you see all the fossils, the front view. Okay. Here you go. Note. This in his notes. Note. Since unearthing of Zinthopithecus boise, there has been many more fossil men found in the same general area of East Africa and in Ethiopia. Some dated back to 5 million years before Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. You see what he was doing? She was trying to take you away from the Bible and the mythological origin of humanity and take you to the scientific origin of humanity. I got it from Dr. Ben. Didn't get it from nowhere else. There you go again. Sir Charles Darwin, The Origin of Evolution of Man. Watch this. He's going to look. John G. Jackson, The Introduction to African Civilization. George G.M. James, Stolen Legacy. Count C.F. Foley, Ruins of Empires, and a host of others have provided us with the bibliography, not to include the most valuable of them all, Book of the Dead. See, he's giving you all this. That's why I got it from, yo. Got it from him. And he goes down in his notes. Here go his notes. Fossil man of at least 1,770,000 years ago found in bed 1 of Olduvai Gorge exploration site, Leakey's, in Tanzania, East Africa, chapter 2. Black man and all his family, Dr. Ben. Right? Also works by Dr. L.S.B. Leakey. Also see page 297. Professor, what's this? Maspero, The Dawn of Civilization, Egypt. See? So that's why when you hear me talking about Egypt, I talk about evolution. Why? Because I got it from Dr. Ben. See? Y'all thought I was making it up. No, it was not. Once again, juncture. Man's intermediary. Watch this. Man's intermediary link to an ape-like ancestor. At this juncture, it must be noted that Sir Charles Darwin had used the term ape-like ancestors. See, ape-like ancestors and not ape and not an ape, as so many of his religious detractors have stated since his proclamation. The confusion as well as the persecution of all paleontologists and their associates by members of the clergy of all three faiths labeled Western religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, continue this to this day. However, the collection of human fossils accumulated beyond imagination. There you go. A few are chronologically listed as follow, according to their date of discovery. So Dr. Ben got a whole thing with all the fossils. 1864, fossil head was discovered and displayed before the British Museum Association. It is also identical with that of Neanderthal, yet it is discovered in England. 1866 at La Nautilette, not very far from the city of Legy in Belgium, a lower jaw of much more ancient primitive appearance than Neanderthal was discovered and excavated in the cave. And he keeps going. And he keeps going. 1900, Neanderthal. 1908. 1910, Parthagopithecus. They were named Parthagopithecus. Oh, man. Keep going. Homo capsius. Keeps going. Yeah, this in Dr. Bimbo. The chronology lists and date and fossil man unearthed in Akabuland. Parthagopithecus. Come on, man. Yeah, right. Africopithecus. They just keep going. Gamble's Cave in Kenya. Y'all ain't never heard of Gamble's Cave? Yeah. There you go. So, yeah, I got all mine honest, yo. I got mine honest, yo. I just did. Victorian scientist, great British who referenced already. Yeah, Charles Darwin. Anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest because you had somebody talk trash in the daggone thing, boy. Talking reckless up in that camp. Yeah. I bet you gone. No more talking, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I know. I hear you, man. You talking too. You ain't making no sense though. You just talking. And Pan-African, you tripping. You stay tripping. Always supported Dr. Ben. But I'm never going to support the things you got wrong. Simple as that. Man, we had a great show. 2 hours. I don't even want to have no panel. I feel like beating y'all up, man. I'm going to make sure I read the super chat. Dr. Dixon, the DNA of all the oldest bones found in America's only 10th Native Americans who were descended from a population who came over from East Asia. Thanks for the super chat, bro. There you go. That was a great show. Big up to Dr. Oyama Yacht, man. Big up to all the pseudo killers, man. Yeah, I mean, and I appreciate everybody, man. You may hate me today, but if you study, you will love me tomorrow. You say, God damn, I don't like the way he presented it. I don't like the way he was on the elders' heads, man. But the nigga was right. So the next time you talk about the Outer Africa theory, right? The next time you talk about the Outer Africa theory, right? Watch this. Out of Africa, look, theory. Next time you talk about the Outer Africa theory, and the next time you talk wild about that, let me say it this way. The next time you talk wild about Charles Darwin, yo, look, next time you talk wild about Charles Darwin and how racist he was and how I don't agree with his theory and all that, don't talk about the Outer Africa theory. Don't do it to yourself. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because Charles Darwin was the first person to actually dive into making the daggone assertion. He made a scientific prediction. Boom. Go to the history part of it. There you go. Classical paleontology. classical paleoanthropology. Yeah, man. There you go. The cladistic relationship of humans with the African apes was suggested by Charles Darwin after studying the behavior of African apes. See, one of which was displayed at the London Zoo. There you have it. Hold on. Let me see. These views were opposed by German biologist Ernest Haeckel, who was a proponent of the Outer Asia theory. See, that's how we defeated the Outer Asia theory, right? Haeckel argued that humans were more closely related to the primates of Southeast Asia and rejected Darwin's hypothesis. See? And descendant man Darwin speculated that humans had descended from apes, who still had small brains but walked upright, right? Freeing their hands for uses which favored intelligence. He thought such apes were African. Yep. In each great region of the world, the living mammals are closely related to the extinct species. That's how he figured it out. I'm gonna say it again. Say this again. That's what he said. He was talking about these African apes. In each great region of the world, the living mammals are closely related to the extinct species of the same region. It is therefore probably that Africa was formerly inhabited by extinct apes closely aligned to gorillas and chimpanzees. And as these two species are now man's, nearest allies, it is somewhat more probable that our early progenitors lived on African continent than anywhere else. There you go. He wrote that, man. See? Charles Darwin and the Descent of Man. And the Descent of Man, chapter 6 on the affinities of a genealogy of man. It's genealogy of man. There you go. Y'all can read it for yourself. You got a whole list of fossils, you know what I'm saying? List of hominid fossils, right? And man, this is a complicated thing, right? You just gotta take your time, man. You gotta wanna know this shit right here, yo. Or you're gonna sound crazy, right? You're gonna sound crazy. You gotta want to know this stuff. You gotta want to learn how to pronounce these words and know these. You want to know, you gotta know what the hell is the late Miocene. What is that? Pliocene. What is that? Yeah, learn that. Get a basic understanding of it. Yeah, humans just don't pop up out of nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. They don't. They don't. So if you sitting there right now looking at this saying, yo, you wild for that. You say we monkeys. I'm not saying none of that, man. Point blank, man. Yeah, unsubscribe. No problem, yo. There you go. Yep, unsubscribe. But don't look it up, though. And thank you, brother. Like you said, I prefer SETI anyway. You be on Wikipedia like you deep. Never said I was deep, brother. Matter of fact, you couldn't handle a scientific article on the subject. So I thought I'd give you something easy to read. I brought you an encyclopedia, bro. You're right. SETI is a pseudo, and I'm glad you prefer him because you're a pseudo. And pseudos prefer pseudos because the information is easy and it does not take work. A pseudo does not study. He misconstrues information. That's why I don't fuck with SETI. He don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with him. Right? Because he's anti-African. Right? He's anti-our origin. He's anti-scientific literacy. He misconstrues what Dr. Ben say. He lies about Dr. Ben. He act like Dr. Ben was a teacher. Obviously not. He lied about what Dr. Ben said about Charles Darwin. Why would he have to lie? Why not just say what the man said? Because he's trying to promote his own agenda. So you at the right place, bro. Stay there. Don't come over here, because over here you might just learn something you didn't expect. Point blank. Yeah, because at the end of the day over here, man, science is undefeated. Man, I appreciate everybody coming through, man, with love, man. Stay away from the pseudos, yo, that have you messing up your own history, have you think you're Native American and all that bull crap, man. Man, big up to the pseudo killers, man. Big up to the community skeptics, man. And y'all know what it is, man? Because I see you. Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie. A well-organized lie. Defeats a disorganized truth every time. We.
A pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo killer, I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. Pseudo gon' die, they saw a pseudo killer, I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling, hey. I'm a pseudo killer, intellectual sunsling. Who do you believe in? People bringing misinformation when that information ain't disinformation, that's disinformation. Gotta know the difference in information, get information. With the pseudo killer army hunting pseudo, cause you gotta train your mind to fight against them pseudo judo. People with the scholarship salute, we give them kudos. But the people with that look of shit, we look and see straight through those like telescope. If you ain't speaking fast, we gotta tell them folks and let them know the truth. You bringing malinformation to blast, then you the Ku Klux. Like say, don't talk me to death, bro, what the proof of? Good juju chillin', why you wanna go way bad juju? Shalom boy got the tank in the cut. I'm in Sosa World plotting on the kick though with Kent. Come and Tiffany gave me the pseudo names on the list and said went and got the low. Anthony got him in the scope, Gullah and Gozy make sure DNA ain't a problem for them folks, cause
a pseudo always dies at its source. Man, I see y'all tomorrow, man. Make sure y'all keep stopping through, man, to get this serious information. And your black mama, yo, you know I got you, bro. I'm going to show you artifacts on the Nile that 350,000 years ago, bro. I'm going to put you in the game, yo. You just got to stick around long enough, yo. Die at your source a couple more times, man. And that's when you're going to learn. And with that, I'm your host, Bobby Banger. Don't forget, science is undefeated, man. Peace and love to all the Africans around the world. Peace and love to all the Black Americans, African Americans, right? And the daggone FBA and ADOS, whatever the hell you want to call yourself, yo. We got to get it together. We got to get it straight. And with that, I'm out. This is a no pseudo zone.